Hi. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you received one of these boxes from me. And when you opened the box up, then there were some instructions inside and you had a QR code which leads you to this video. This is the video tutorial for what to do with this mushroom fruiting block that I have sent to you. So let's talk about how you can grow some mushrooms at home. What you have here is everything you need in order to grow gourmet, either pink oyster or lion's mane mushrooms at home on your counter in your kitchen. This is a fruiting block, and when you pull it out, there's a spray bottle inside, and you want to be careful not to disturb the contents of this block too much. So here you have an inoculated fruiting block that's ready to make some mushrooms. So if you get this block and it's not fully white like you see here, let me show you this one. You see how this block is only halfway white. The mycelium has not fully inoculated this block yet. It's not ready to go. By the time you get your block, it should be fully inoculated. So it should look like this. But if it's not, then all you do is just make sure that this is open like this and leave it sit on your counter. There's a little filter patch here. You want air to be able to get to that filter patch, and then the mycelium will grow. Okay. After it gets to this point, then what you want to do is prepare this block for fruiting conditions. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to fold the excess portions of the bag out of the way, make them nice and tight against the bag like this, and then this is optional, but I like to just tape it down. So I'll tape this out of the way so it stays nice and tight and folded back. Okay. And then what you want to do is just cut a big X on the front of the bag. So I have a nice sharp knife and I'm going to cut an X. Just cut right in and cut right in to the bag like that. And pretty much we're done now. You were given a spray bottle. Just put tap water in this little spray bottle. And what you want to probably do is put this on a tray and maybe leave it on your kitchen counter. And then twice a day, come by and just spritz this bag and keep it nice and moist. And within about 1 or 2 weeks, you should start to see some growth from this block. And so what we'll do is we'll just spritz this, and I'm gonna let it grow, and I'll come back after it has grown in 2 weeks, and I'll show you what to do next. All right, well, welcome back. So last time you saw me, we were placing our fruiting block in fruiting conditions. We cut the X on it, we spritzed it a couple times each day, and I said in a week or 2 weeks, you should have some mushrooms. Well, it has been 8 days, so just a little bit more than a week. And look what we have. Some nice pink oyster mushrooms have fruited from that block that we cut open. So I'm gonna show you how to harvest these. It's not hard to do at all. All you need to do is just take this block and just grab those clusters of mushrooms and just twist and pull, and they pop right off like this. And sometimes you get a little bit of the substrate. That's all this is just sawdust. We're gonna cut that off. Okay? You just grab these mushrooms and twist and pull them off. They grow from everywhere. Now, this produced quite a lot of mushrooms. You can get more or less than this. I probably waited just a little bit too long to harvest these. They started to lose their color a little bit, and you see how the edges have flattened out and they're curled up. Whenever they're curled down, they're still growing, and when they start to curl up, then they're at the end of their development. So we harvested a little bit too late. But it's okay. It's not going to taste any different. It just isn't as pretty as it was yesterday. I wish I had shown you what they looked like yesterday. All right, so I'm going to cut this substrate off of here like this, and then we're just going to put this into a paper bag. And once we have these in a paper bag, then they can go in the fridge for up to a week. And you don't need to rinse these or anything, maybe right before you wash them if you want to. Some people say that it makes them soggy. But I have not noticed that with these gourmet oyster mushrooms. It's not like the regular white button mushrooms. They don't get soggy. So if you want to rinse them, you can. Some people just choose to just brush them off. But what I would recommend is you pull these sort of like, let's get all this trash out of here. Like you would do maybe, let's go and show you. I would take these and I would just grab each one of them and just split it like this and just pull it apart, split it long ways, and then throw those into a pan with some butter, some garlic. I like thyme on my mushrooms, and saute them, and then do them a little bit longer than what you would normally do them. Saute them for probably 10 or 12 minutes until they start to get crispy on the edges. If you want me to film a video of how to cook these and how to eat them, I'll do this. But these pink oyster mushrooms are supposed to taste like pork or like bacon, some people say. So that should be good, and I hope that your mushrooms turn out well. Please tell me how it goes and any comments that you have, any feedback for me. I'm anxious to see how it turns out. One more thing I almost forgot to tell you. This block, now that you have taken all of the pink oyster mushrooms off of it, is not done yet. You can sometimes get a second and maybe even a third fruit out of this. So if you want to, you can just put this back on your counter, keep spritzing it. It might take a little bit longer, maybe 3 or 4 weeks this time, and you might get some more mushrooms out of it. Just make sure you have cleaned the mushrooms off of there like I have, and then give it some more time, and you might get a few more mushrooms. It won't probably be as big as the first group of mushrooms that you got, but you could get some more out of this. Maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But then after that, then you can just put this in the compost bin or sprinkle it around in your backyard, and all it is just sawdust, so it's not going to hurt anything. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear how your mushrooms turn out.